Hey everybody, it's Rory from ANSgear. We're going to take a look at a gun today. This is a Smart Parts, or GOG. I want to say Smart Parts, even though they say Smart Parts on there. A GOG SP1. Kind of a different version of the Ion. It's more of a modular setup, so people are looking more for scenario play or woods ball play and want to be able to add a lot of accessories to their gun. This is a great choice for them. So this is what your SP1 is going to look like right there. Inside the box, you're going to get your gun, barrel sleeve, Allen keys, screws, a couple O-rings, things you need to service your gun, and your barrel. And this particular barrel is a 14-inch. And remember, they are ion threaded or impulse threaded. So if you do go with an aftermarket barrel, make sure you get the right thread for your gun. And then your manual. A couple things about the gun itself before we get into these other things here. Basically, the whole outer structure of the gun is a composite material. It's not plastic. It's like a glass fiber reinforced composite. So it's very, very strong and very, very sturdy. I've never really seen one of these break structurally on the outside. So even though it's not metal, I wouldn't worry about it breaking because it's like, I don't want to say it's impossible, but you're not going to break it. So don't worry about that. Your aluminum components, obviously your gas, anything that has gas or is going to hold pressure is going to be aluminum on there. So your ASA, the inside of the regulator, then the inside of the body up here is all aluminum so that you get pressures to hold and things to work properly. But the outside casing, the outside reg cover, the frame or the grip frame, it's all going to be composite. It makes it lightweight. It makes it very, very strong. A couple of the features with the gun, it's going to run on a 9-volt battery. We're going to drop it right in there. The manual, if you look through it for this particular gun, is going to say that you have semi-auto as a firing mode, which for these guns is not true. You will get 3 different firing modes straight out of the box with these guns. They have a different version of the programming on the board. You get semi-auto, 3-shot burst, and full auto. What you will not be able to do is change the rate of fire of those particular firing modes. So it's preset already in a certain firing rate of fire. You can't adjust that with the board that comes in stock. There is an upgrade board, the Blackheart board for the G1 works for this gun as well. So you can put that in there and then have total control of rate of fires, balls per second, all sorts of modes, things like that. So that's an option for you. Standard fare though, you've got your single trigger right here, on-off button right here, regulator at the front, velocity is adjusted through the bottom of the regulator. Lots of rail systems on it, so you can mount all sorts of junk to it. This does hold the regulator in though, so this will need to stay on the gun unless you want to get rid of it altogether and put an aftermarket regulator on there. You can thread in an aftermarket reg, redo your line setup, all those things you could do, but then you're kind of losing the look of the gun, but it's possible. So if you really don't like this on there, you can get rid of it, but you're still going to have a regulator on there, so you might as well just leave it. It works fine. It's a good regulator. Wouldn't worry about it. Rails along the top, rails along the sides, rails along the back, center feed neck with a adjustable screw on it. It doesn't have a clamp, doesn't have a lever lock or anything like that, but you can tighten down the screw and that will hold your hopper in place. Operating pressure of these is the same as the Ion. They run anywhere from like 160 to 200 PSI depending on velocity. If you're going to run CO2 on them, which I don't recommend, but you can do it, you need to be running either an anti-siphon CO2 or a remote line setup CO2. Do not screw the CO2 bottle directly onto the gun. You will run into some problems unless it's an anti-siphon or you are running the remote line setup. Let's give you guys another look at it all the way around. The manual that does come with the gun is gigantic because it comes in all sorts of different languages. So you can fold it out. Really, the only section you need to worry about is going to be the one section that is in English. There's a bunch of different languages on there, so don't think that it's some giant manual that's got all sorts of stuff that you need to learn. It is pretty concise in just the English section right there. One other feature with the gun is it does not have an eye system in it with the original board that comes with it. The bolt operates at a very low pressure, so if you were to encounter some paint in the breech, there's a good chance that the bolt will not crush it. It is possible that you can though. It just doesn't happen all the time. If you were to upgrade into the Blackheart version, it does come with an eye system then. So you'll have anti-chop eyes with the Blackheart version, but with the stock SP1 version, you just get a very low cycling bolt pressure to help with breaking paint. So if you're looking for a gun that has some of the scenario style or scenario features to it that isn't going to break the bank. Has plenty of options for upgrading as far as boards or components. Check this gun out. This is the GOG or Smart Parts SP1. It's available through the website. Order yours now through ANSgear.com.